What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Jayyy Wayyy, and you already know what time it is. I am back with another video for you guys. Like I did say in my last video, I would be doing a part 2 of lesbian stereotypes, and so today is the day that I will be giving you guys the part 2 of that part 1 video that I did. So if you haven't already checked out that previous video that I did do, I'm gonna stand up. I hope y'all can still see my head. But if you haven't already seen that first video that I did do of the stereotypes of part 1 of lesbian relationships, feel free to stop this video, go back and watch that video, and then come back to this one. But if you don't even want to do all of that, just please feel free to keep watching this video. But before we get into all of that, I want to say, if you are on my channel right now, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe on this video, as well as tell a friend to tell another friend to subscribe as well. But most importantly, please keep watching and leave me some feedback down in the bottom. So now that we got all that, boring, bland stuff out of the way, we're gonna get into the good shit. And the good stuff is we're gonna get into the video. So right now I'm sort of in a dilemma because I kind of want to stand, but then I feel like y'all can't see me, because if I can't see my head, then that means y'all can't see my head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna sit down just so y'all can see me. So yeah, all right, you guys. So like I said, this is the part 2. Sorry if my face is greasy, but this is the part 2 of lesbian stereotypes. So let's just get right into it. Y'all already know I did write them down on stickies, and I'm going to be giving you another top 10 count of the stereotypes that I found on the internet that I thought were pretty funny and pretty outlandish, as well as like, where do people come up with this crap? Like, who told y'all these were lesbian, like real life things, you know what I'm saying? But before we get on into all of that, I want to say happy Tuesday to everyone. I hope your week is going great so far. I hope that you have an amazing day, and as well as thank you for subscribing to my channel, watching my content. Even if you don't watch my content, thank you for just clicking on my video. I really do appreciate all the love thus far, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. So let's just get right into the video, because we don't want to make this too long. Okay, so y'all already know I got my coffee. I will be grabbing that occasionally, throughout this video. So the first one that I have listed is that all lesbians dress like men. Oh boy. That is completely false. Not all of us lesbians dress like men. I'm not even sure what dressing like a man is. I do know that there are men clothing and there's women clothing, but just because it's labeled as men clothing and women clothing, it doesn't mean that a woman can't wear men's clothing, and it doesn't mean that a man can't wear men's clothing. And not all lesbians dress like men, because not all lesbians are either the stud type, the AG type, the tomboy type, or it doesn't mean like because you're a lesbian you have to change your way of dressing. I think that solely has to do with the person and what they're comfortable with wearing, and what they choose to pay their money to buy. Then that's what they should be able to wear. So that is totally a false accusation, and it's a false stereotype. Not all lesbians dress like men. So moving on to number 2, it says lesbians don't wear lingerie. Well, that is completely false, and I think that's really funny, because lingerie is typically made for a woman to wear regardless. So why would people think that because a woman's sexual preference is to another woman that she wouldn't wear lingerie. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if anything, women wear more lingerie in lesbian relationships, and that right there could be a stereotype, but I think that they probably wear more lingerie in a lesbian relationship. But you know what I'm saying, don't quote me. Again, I did not mention this in the beginning of this video, but disclaimer, these are just stereotypes that I found off the internet, and my response to these are my opinions, my thoughts. Nothing I say, I'm not saying that it's, you know, the perfect answer, or I'm 100% solely right on whatever I believe. It's just what I believe. And if you have a different opinion, that's why I always say comment down below in the comments so we can discuss about it, because you might feel a different type of way on that, and that might open my eyes to see something differently. So I just want to throw that out there, because I don't want anyone to be like, you know, thinking that, you know, whatever they may want to think. But yeah, I don't feel like lesbians don't wear lingerie because they're lesbians. Like, they're women. They're still a woman. Just because they're dating a woman don't mean they don't still want to be sexy, you know? You still want to be sexy regardless of who you're dating, okay? So, plus, there's plenty of single women that ain't dating a man or woman or whatever they do. Like, they're not dating anyone and they still wear lingerie, because that has nothing to do with who you sleep with. It's just you wanting to be sexy. But anyways, we're going to move on to stereotype number 3. And this one says, all butches have short hair and are overweight. Okay, now this is cold. That's mad cold. Okay, so first off, let me just say the word butch is like 1990. No one uses that for the LGBT community anymore. No one that I know. And if they do use that, they're definitely, and if they do use that word, they're definitely from the old school era, because I know when I was growing up, like, my aunts and stuff would say that, like, oh yeah, such and such might be butch, you know what I'm saying? But that's like an old school terminology. So for people who are young my age and are like, what the hell is a butch? Basically, that's like the that's like the old version of what we call like studs and dykes now. So, and with that being said, I don't believe that all studs or dykes, or even if you still want to say butches, I don't believe that we all have short hair and that we are all overweight. What I will say is that that has to do with solely on a person. Like, if a person decides that oh shit, I done dropped y'all. I'm sorry. I knew that was gonna happen as soon as I reached for my coffee. But sorry about that little interruption. That's why I gotta stop putting that there. But I don't think that that has to do with a person. I mean, I don't think that that has to do with lesbians. I think that that has to do with you know, a person's personal preference. Like, if they choose to have short hair, then that is just what they choose to have. It's not because they are, sorry, I just had to hold y'all while I grab my coffee. But yeah, I don't think that because you're Dutch, whoo, I don't think that because you're butch, you know what I'm saying, you have to have short hair and, you know, all of that extra stuff. I think it just depends on what the person prefers. And that's definitely a stereotype, because I know plenty of dykes, butches, studs, AGs that have, you know, regular length hair, long hair, whatever you may want to call it, but it's definitely not a short haircut. And for the overweight thing, I feel like that's mad cold. Like, how you gonna say all butches are overweight? That's fucked up. But that's also fake. I don't know how that got out there. I feel like the lighting just did something weird once I dropped y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna fix y'all. Alright, y'all. Damn, now somebody's texting me. We just all fucked up in the game. But excuse my French. I ain't mean to swear like that, y'all. Guess I could sit back. Now I feel like I look washed out. Like, y'all can't really see me. Anyways, number 4, all lesbians are into sports. With that, I can only speak for me. I know that me personally, I do like sports. I'm not like a sport fanatic, but I do like sports. Typically, I like basketball. I played basketball. I enjoy soccer. I played soccer. I enjoy track. I used to run track. I think it just has to go on a person and like what their interests are. It's not anything to do with because you're, you know, a lesbian and there's this lesbian stigma that we all like sports and, you know, we got to be so masculine. Like that is a whole fake facade. Like that's not even like real. Like not every lesbian is into sports, and it's not down to a lesbian thing. It's just about people and a person and what they choose to have an interest in. Like, so the answer to that is no, that is false. We do not all like sports, okay? Sorry for the plastics. Sorry for the plastic straw. I'm working on my visconess. I know, sir. But now I'm gonna get there. I don't got the metal straw yet, but I'm gonna get the metal straw. Chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out, chill out. All right. Number 5 says lesbians try to recruit straight women. Now, I can't speak for every lesbian. Like I said, I can only speak for me. And what I'm going to say is, I don't think it's a thing that all of us lesbians do. I think that we don't even try to really seek out recruiting, like we're recruiting them to the military or something. That word is just mad funny. But we don't necessarily try to recruit straight women. I think that a majority of the times, and I'm speaking from my perspective again, I think that majority of the times when we come across women, for me, when I come across a woman, most of the time she is straight, and then once she figures out that I am gay, it's always more so of the straight woman sort of has like an interest or will automatically think that I like her, or like just be curious to know if, you know, she's my type. And so I feel like it's the opposite way around. I think that a lot of straight women try to at least experience dating a woman in their lifetime, whether that be for, you know, just testing the waters, whether it be for like a real serious relationship, or whether it just be straight sex. But they do try to dip their feet into the ladies pond. But I do not think that it's a lesbian thing where we just go out like, yeah, let's, you know, I'm gonna hook up with a straight woman tonight. Like, no, because that leads to other things, and those other things are very annoying, and it's not worth it. I'm just speaking from my perspective. So no, that is also false. So we're going to move on to number 6, and number 6 I have lesbians were all tomboys as children. Now, again, I can only speak for me, and I already know what they're getting at. Like, I feel like with these stereotypes that I have, it's more so about the lesbian type that you know, dresses more masculine or manlier or has that certain demeanor. This is what I feel like the stereotypes I have are sort of like around. But to answer the question, or to answer this stereotype, not every lesbian was a tomboy growing up, and if we all were tomboys when we grew up, there's nothing wrong with that, and that doesn't necessarily mean because we, you know, had these tomboyish ways when we were growing up that we're now lesbians. No, I don't, you know what I'm saying, that's not how that works, because I know plenty of tomboys who I grew up with who love men, and they don't even think about a woman sexually or any type of fashion like that. So that's definitely a false accusation, and I don't know where people got that from. So with that, you already know the answer to that is no, that is not true. So number 7 is lesbians are all crazy and will stalk you and ruin your life. Well, damn! They try to come at us. They really try to come at us. But no, that is false. I can only speak for me. I will not be stalking anyone, and I will not be trying to ruin your life if you don't try to ruin my life. Got it? So, what I have to say about that is that's definitely false for me. Now, I don't know how other lesbians get down in a relationship and what they like to do, and if they like to stalk or not and ruin people's life. But I feel like you had to already have stalker ways in order to sort of stalk someone. Like, you had to already be a stalker. You know what I'm saying? But no. For this lesbian right here, no. Anyways, number 8 says, I don't know why I did the piece, but number 8 says, being a lesbian is just a phase. Well, I think with being gay, being a lesbian, being transgender, being anything relating to or revolving around the LGBTQ community, I feel like, you know, it's not really just a lesbian thing. I think that, you know, some gay men could be gay for a moment of time, and that could be a phase for them. It's not typically just based on lesbians. Like, you know, we just become lesbians and then we just say, oh, well, it was just a phase. And also with that, a lot of that, you know, just goes for the person and, you know, what they want to deal with at that time and what they don't want to deal with at that time. And I feel like just because a person, you know, may be a lesbian and then they turn out to, you know, be with a man doesn't necessarily mean that it was a phase. I feel like that's just what they chose to do. You know, people have their personal preferences and they move to their own beat of their drum, and it's no rules out here to say, like, you know, oh, you're just in a phase, or that was just a phase for you. You don't really know, because who's to say, like, that person won't go back to a woman? You know, I feel like it's all personal preferences. It's all personal things, like, for what a person and like what that individual wants to do. It's not nothing based on just lesbians. It's just what that person chose to do. But for me, from my understanding and my opinion to that stereotype, I'm going to say that's false. So with all that being said, we're gonna move on to number 9. And number 9 states, we hate shaving, we hate makeup, bras, and dresses. I don't know about, sorry, excuse my house phone ringing. I don't know about any other lesbian, but for me personally, I don't wear makeup. And because I don't wear makeup, it's not that I hate makeup. And because I don't wear makeup, it's not because I'm gay, it's just, or lesbian, it's just because I don't wear makeup, so I don't wear makeup. Another thing is the shaving part. We are still women. If you remove the fact that, like, we're lesbians, we're still women. Like, we still like to get stuff done, like bikini wax, shaving. Like, nobody really wants to be like Chewbacca out here. I mean, unless that's what you're going for, then, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Chewbacca, go on. But typically, most women, I'm pretty sure, we shave. They do shave, you know what I'm saying? And the whole bra thing, that's not even a movement for lesbians in general. Like, that's just a whole woman movement, because I be seeing a lot of people out here just having their little showing and their little piercings with no bras. They even got the shirts that say no bra committee or something like that. So yeah, that's definitely a stereotype. And no, we do not all hate dresses. There's definitely lesbians that love dresses, love heels, love makeup, love shaving. I love shaving. You know what I'm saying? And I typically don't like makeup on myself, but I do enjoy makeup on my lady. So there's that. And then this is going to be the last stereotype that I have. And it says, pretty women can't be lesbian. Wow. What a shot to the LGBT community. So basically what you're saying is that, so basically, like, okay, so it says pretty women can't be lesbian. So that means that the straight women are ugly? Like, what? What does that mean? I'm trying to think. Like, pretty women can't be lesbian. Okay, so if I was straight and I was pretty, would I be considered ugly then? Because I don't know. I don't know. But that is definitely a stereotype, and I think that should have been closer up on my list, because a lot of people do always say, you know, oh, you're too pretty to be, you know, a lesbian. You're too pretty to be not with a man. You're too pretty to, you know, have this tough exterior, or, you know, dress so baggy and stuff like that. And what I have to say for that is that it's very ignorant to say, for one, to say for someone who, you know, looks a certain way on the outside, or based on their physical appearance, that they shouldn't be interested in the sex that they like because of the way they look. That is completely bizarre and stupid. And so for me, what I have to say for that is, regardless if a person is, you know, physically attractive or not to whomever, they still have the right and the choice and, you know, the free will to like whatever sex they wanted to like. It doesn't matter if they're freaking pretty or not. Like, what the hell? How you gonna say someone's too pretty to be a lesbian? What? 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 No, sir. But nah, that is bizarre. But nah, that's definitely one of the stereotypes that like be trending all the time. Not when I say trending, I mean like it's common. Like, you hear a lot of people say that, like, oh, you know, you too pretty to be gay. You know what I'm saying? You too pretty to be a lesbian. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how the cookie crumbles. But that was the end of my lesbian stereotypes. This was the part 2. I hope it was just as good as part 1. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Feel free in the comments to leave your opinions and thoughts on these stereotypes that I did list in this video, as well as make sure to give this video a like, make sure you comment, make sure you share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And I do want to say thank you so much for the people who do watch my video all the way through, and for the people who actually hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to find support, genuine support. So thank you for the people who have been supporting me. I really do appreciate it, and it does not go unnoticed. Also with that, I do want to say that when you do subscribe to my channel, I do subscribe back if you have a channel, as well as watch content. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying, I support you, you support me, we support each other. But you already know what it is. It's the Jayyy way. And you know what? She likes it my way. And I want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Stay tuned for another video. I am out. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Tell another friend to come my way. And I'm out. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all.